Today, I've got a nice low impact workout for you where we're gonna still get that burn in, but keep it nice and low impact. So go ahead and start standing up for me. Bring your feet just right underneath your hips. Reach your arms up overhead. Take the best inhale of your day. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, lift your heart up towards the sky. Get that nice little back bend. If you need to bend your knees a little bit more to do so, by all means, go there. And again, inhale, reach up. And exhale, bend. Get that nice stretch in your chest. It feels so good to open up your heart like this. And lift up. And reach and bend. And you'll just notice with every single breath you take today, the body's gonna open up a little bit more. And exhale. And then reach all the way up this time. Reach one arm down towards your hip and reach up and over to the side. Now, when you're here, press evenly into your feet, almost a little bit more into the arm that's overhead. And come all the way back up. And reach up and over to the other side. Draw your fingertips down towards your knee and find that lift up versus just leaning over. So I want that length and lift all throughout your workout today. Reach right back up, inhale. Exhale, up and over. And this is always the one that my body like, oh yes, I needed to do that little side bend. We don't do it very often, so it feels good to really get after that. And let's do one more. Up and over. Ooh, last one. And reach. And come all the way back up. Circle your arms out and around, shake it out a bit, and meet me down on your mats. We're gonna go for a little cat-cow movement next. So we're gonna be in that tabletop position. I want your shoulders right over your wrists and your hips right over your knees. From here, let your belly drop down towards the floor as you lift your tailbone and chest up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, round through your spine. Feel your shoulder blades reach away from your spine to let your head hang nice and heavy and feel your ribs pull up towards the sky. And again, inhale, arch through your spine. Get the reach, get the lifts, and exhale, round. One more like that. Reach your belly down. Such a great way to wake up your spine and just see what you're working with each time you show up. And exhale, round. Still getting like some pops and cracks out of my spine after all of my days that's been going on. So it happens still too. All right, let's go for your bird dog next. You're gonna reach one leg back behind you, and then the opposite arm's gonna reach forward. Now this might be a big old balance challenge for you today, and that's great. That's kind of what I'm looking for from you. Make sure your hip point's still facing down towards the floor. Press your chest away from the mats. Feel your abdominals pull in and up. Reach your fingertips and toes a little bit further away, and lower it right back down. Let's go to your second side. Opposite leg, opposite arm, press and reach. And find your breath here still as well. Sometimes, especially when it starts to get a little challenging, we hold our breath and just try to get through it. I need you to breathe. That's gonna be able to turn on your muscles that much more and bring it right back down. Let's add on a little bit more this round. Reach everything away, hold right there. Hip point again, still facing down. Pull your elbow to your knee, knee to your elbow as you inhale. And then exhale, reach everything away. And again, pull everything in and reach. So now you're starting to warm up your core a little bit more because guess what, my friend? Of course I'm gonna throw some core at you today. We're absolutely gonna get after that. Last one, reach everything in towards center. Reach everything out. Again, press your chest away and lower it right back down. Wag your tail a little bit, and let's hit that second side. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reach, find the length, find your balance first. If you can't find that balance, pulling everything in towards center is gonna be a lot trickier, okay? So find it no matter what, and then pull everything in towards center. Reach it away, and right back in. Now, if you're easily touching your elbow and knee together, see if you can pull that shape up towards your chest just a little bit more. And pull in, and reach, in. Feel that core crunch. Go for 2 more. That spine is still working for you too. Last one, reach and lengthen, and lower it down. Wag your tail, shake it out. Go ahead and come off the wrists, off the shoulders, and lie down onto your back next. You get to hug your knees into your chest and just rock a little side to side, massage out your low back. It always feels good to see what you're working with when you lie down directly on your mat too and go, oh, okay. It's a little tight there, or maybe it feels really great and warmed up. It should by now. If you're still feeling a little tight, take this wherever you need to today. We're gonna start with your dead bugs. I want your knees right over your hips, heels in line with your knees. So sometimes the legs like to come up. I want you right in line. If they drop down too, you're gonna start to grip a lot more into your quads and hip flexors. So bring that perfect tabletop up, arms up overhead. Your head gets to rest down the entire time here. Feel your ribs pull down towards the mat and hold that there. Then you're gonna reach just like your bird dog, reach opposite arm, opposite leg away from center, and then pull everything right back in. And then go to your second side. Reach everything away and right back in. And just keep repeating that. We're just gonna alternate each time. And you'll feel here that when your head is down, it doesn't make it easier because you're not like flexed up. Yes, it might be nicer on your neck, but it's really challenging on your core. Because what you're having to figure out here on your own is how to flex your spine, how to turn on your spine and your abs, right? So when we come up into that crunch, you're flexing your spine, you're turning on your core. But when you're down, you're working into the transverse abs, that deepest layer of your abdominal wall, having to turn that on to keep you nice and supported here. Whew, reach. Keep your head nice and heavy into your mat. Give me one more set here. Reach it away, back to center, and reach, and center, and then hug it back in. Rock and roll a little side to side there. Now from here, let's just give the quads a little breather, hip flexors too. Let's go for some nice glute bridge work. So keep your feet hip width apart in parallel. Reach your fingertips towards your heels. Heels are gonna be right underneath your knees. So my favorite way of just figuring that out is touch the fingertips to the heels and then just reach them a little bit away from the fingertips. Usually lines you up right underneath your knees. Now from here, press your hips up towards the sky, hold. See, we get that nice stretch into the quads, in the hip flexors too, working the backside. So now your hamstrings are on, your glutes are on, you're feeling that work. Now, what's different in a Pilates shoulder bridge is your hips are up, but I want your shoulder blades splaying still down into the mat. So you're not arching into the back, you're keeping it down the upper back. Hold it right there still. I'm just gonna keep you here for a little bit longer. Feel your inner thighs hug towards the midline of your body. Feel your heels pull towards your seat as you're trying to stretch your knees forward. Feel how much you can turn on those muscles. That's like the best feeling. Then from there, you're gonna tap the tailbone down towards the mat and then press and lift right back up. Again, tap it down, press it right back up. So now, since we did all of that great work to figure it out and feel it out at the top, you can go straight there right when you press up. Tap down, press it up. Don't forget about those inner thighs here. They can work big time here for you too. Feel the inner thighs hug the midline of your body. Press your palms down into the mat. Go for 4 more. Rest. You got 3. Go for 2. Last one, you're gonna hold it back up there. Feel the inner thighs hug back in towards center. Feel your heels pull towards your seat. Abs still pull in and up. Hold it right there. So you can go a little higher with the hips without arching into your upper back. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower all the way down. Hug your knees back in. Rock and roll a little side to side. All right, quads got a little break. We're gonna go back into the core work. Yes, the quads are working, but it's all about the abs, all right? Bring your legs back to that gorgeous tabletop that I saw from you before. You're gonna take your hands and place them onto one of your thigh bones. Pick whatever side you wanna start on. And then I love a flex through the feet for this, just to help get you out of the quads and more into the back of the legs. So from here, you're pressing your hands into your leg, but then pulling your thigh bone in towards your chest. So it's like this little game of like, whatever the opposite of tug of war is. That's kind of what you're doing right here. Then the leg that doesn't have the hands on it, you're gonna reach that leg out towards your challenging angle and pull right back in. Again, reach it away and pull back in. Reach and in. So collarbones are nice and wide. Relax the neck and shoulders as much as you can. Feel how this is all stemming from that core. Can you press into that thigh bone and pull that thigh bone in a little bit more? Yes, you can. Go for 4 more. You've got 3. Go for 2. Last one, hold it out there. From here, float your leg up towards the sky, lower it back down to that challenging angle. Lift up and down. Now, I always say challenging angle because listen, it's your body today versus what it was yesterday versus what it's gonna be tomorrow. So maybe that angle needs to be a little higher so it doesn't pull into your back. That's great. Maybe that leg going straight up towards the sky starts to pull into your back and starts to arch into your neck. If we're going there, just bend your knee a little bit more, okay? Absolutely can go there. You got 2 more on the side. Last one, up. Bend it in, hug the legs in, do a little circle around just to again get out of the quads and hip flexors a little bit. Again, they're working, but hopefully you're feeling your abs a lot more. All right, back to that tabletop. We get to go into that second side. Flex through your feet, hands onto the thigh bone, draw your shoulders down, reach your leg away. Oh, and then pull it right back in. Again, reach and in. Now the ribs are pulling down towards the mat, but let's talk about what your low back is doing. I want you to be working in pretty much a neutral spine here. What does that mean? That's the natural curve in your low back, okay? So I don't need you all the way the low back down into the mat. I like that natural curve in your spine for a couple reasons. When we're standing upright, you're holding onto your abs. If you're always doing it in that tucked position, how are you gonna learn how to turn on your abs when you're just standing in your neutral spine, which is that normal curve, right? So I want you to be able to find that down on the mat so you can take this upright and feel that core stay on as well. Go for 2 more. Last one, hold it out there, start to float your leg up and lower it back down. Your challenging spot. And back down. Now, I also don't want you to go too low with the leg. Sometimes we just want to go all the way down, but then your abs are kind of lost the grip of holding onto the leg with your core. So it's going to be that kind of fine line of lowering, but still feel your abs holding onto your legs. There are so many things to think about. I know I'm saying a lot today, but if you just hold on to like 1 or 2 little gems I'm giving you, that tells me that you got a lot out of this workout, okay? Go for 2 more. Reach. And up, keep pressing into that thigh bone. Last one, reach and up, and then hug your leg in. Go for those circles again. I know that looks like it's like nothing, but I know how much you just felt all that work, so good on you for staying with it. All right, from here, you're gonna rock and roll yourself up. We're gonna go for rolling like a ball. Now with rolling like a ball, you're staying in this nice tight ball as we do your core work next. You're gonna hold on towards your ankles, towards your shins, pull your heels in towards your seat, round up and over, dive your head between your knees, then float your legs off the mat. Then before we do anything else, try to pull your heels in a little closer, make a tight, tight ball. Keep the heels close towards your seat. As we rock back, I always want you to rock back just to the tips of your shoulder blades, never onto your neck. No need to put that much pressure on your neck here. From here, you're gonna inhale, rock it back, exhale up. Now, as you come up, try to keep your feet off of the mat. Inhale back, exhale up. If those feet wanna touch the mat, that tells me that we're using a little bit too much momentum and you're probably kicking your legs out. Go for 4. Use the breath, it'll help. 3, hips have to come up as you go back. Go for 2. Last one, rock it back, right back up, hold it at the top. Try to pull your heels in towards your seat a little bit more. Notice if that turns on your core a little bit more. Perfect. Can you pull them in a little bit closer? Hold on to that tight, tight ball for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, shake it out. Let everything go for a moment. I love that one. You're working your core a ton. You do get a little nice massage on your spine as well. So win-win in my book. All right, from here, you're gonna lie down onto your stomach and we're gonna work a little extension. Now for swan, there's a lot of things going on. I'm gonna let you use your hands to help you along this journey today. So bring your hands right by your chest. Give me a little tuck of your tailbone here. So now I'm looking for that longer low back versus that natural curve in your spine. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat and then keep your legs hip width apart and parallel. Feel your abdominals try to pull away from the mat as well. Then reach your heart forward as you lift your head and chest up and just hold. Now, you're using the arms a little bit, but you should be able to just like wiggle your fingers a little bit. You're not locked all the way up. I want you to feel that movement in your spine more than just pressing up through your arms. Then reach your chest forward as you lower all the way back down. And again, reach out, lift up. Think about your neck. Your neck is your spine as well. So you're not crunching up to look forward. You're looking just a little past the edge of your mat. And then reach your heart forward as you lower back down. Let's go for 3 more like that. Reach out, lift. Make sure you're pressing the tops of your feet down. That'll keep you out of your low back, make your upper middle back have to work a little bit more. And then reach it forward. Again, reach out, lift. And reach to lower. Last one, out and up, lift, 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 abs still in and up. And reach all the way back out to lower down. Go ahead and sit back into a child's pose, big toes together, knees apart, arms reach forward. Oh. That extension work is so, so good and so, so important to do. So always remember that. We sit a lot, we drive a lot. It's a lot of that crouched position. So that extension work feels so good to get into your body. From here, you're gonna come back into that swan position. We're gonna use the arms a little differently. So now you'll truly see how high up you get with just using your back and your abs. And then from here, let's just keep the hands by the chest for a moment. You're gonna lift the head and chest up just a little bit with the hands, okay? Then you're gonna float the arms off of the mat and make goalposts. Maybe that's all you gotta do today. Maybe you're like, nope, I wanna keep my hands down still, Jeni. That's fine too. From here, if you can, with that chest lifted and reaching forward, reach the arms out in front of you and pull back the elbows towards your ribs. Big movement there. Reach and pull back in. Find your breath. Press the tops of the feet down still. Try to find that little tuck of your tail, a little harder to do. You've got 2 more here. Reach, pull it back. Last one, reach, pull back, lower it down. Sit back into your child's pose again. Stretch out your back. Working on that real connection to the backs of the body is so great to do. Whew, feels good to do too. All right, you're gonna come back up. You're gonna take a seat next onto your side. So we're actually gonna come all the way lying onto your side. We're gonna go for your side kick series. Now, options here with how you wanna hold onto your head. Head could rest into your hand. If that bothers your neck, you can rest all the way out, okay? Totally fine to go here. It's a nice longer spine that you're making anyway, so take it where it feels best for you. Now you're lined up with the back side of your mat, and then you bring your legs forward to the front side. Top hand is just gonna be right in front of the rib cage. That's gonna help you with your balance too. Flex through your feet, lift your top leg up just hip height. Reach even longer through that top leg. Give me lots of space between your hips and ribs. Keep that length, and now lift your leg up and down. Lift and lower. So it's not about this big kick up towards the sky, okay? It's really about that reach. Can you get that top leg even longer? I love to imagine that there's like a door there. And as you lift your leg up, you're sliding your heel up the door. You can't let go of that attachment of the heel to the door, okay? Reach and up. Go for 4. Keep reaching 3. Abs are still in and up 2. 2. Last one, come back to parallel, point through the top foot. You're still flexing through the bottom. You've got circles now. Reach forward, up, back and around. Forward, up, back and around. So a great way to just get into your glutes, really feel the glutes turn on without the hamstrings having to get too involved. Sometimes in that bridge work, you're like, wait, it's just my hamstrings, Jeni. Don't worry, I got you. That's why we do your side kick series as well. Go for 2 more. Last one, then reverse your circles. Back, up and around. Reach, up and around. You wanna keep your hips nice and stacked the entire time. The chest is staying nice and still. Reach. That means your core is still on. When the hips are stacked, that glute is doing the work. Go for 2 more. Last one. Lower it down. Pound it out a little bit there. And then carefully come all the way up. You're gonna go over to your other side. Great way to just find that connection to your glutes. All right, legs come forward again. However you wanna feel most comfortable in your neck. Top hand in front of the ribs, flex through your feet, your legs are a little in front of you, lift the top leg up. Reach longer through that top leg. Keep that door closed, right? You're gonna reach up the leg and then lower it back down. I don't know about you, but I have an older brother. when we were young, he used to always try to get into my room. I'm like, no, Scott, leave me alone. So I imagine right here, I gotta keep that door shut or else he's gonna knock it open and get into my room. I feel like at some point my parents were like, all right, fine, we'll put a lock on your door. I'm like, thank you so much. Love my brother. He would try to torment me as a kid though. Reach and up. Go for 4 more here. Draw your shoulders down. Go for 3. Go for 2. Last one. Back to parallel. Point through the top foot. Flex through the bottom still. You got your circles right here. Forward, up, back and around. Reach up, back and around. Man, like when me and my brother were young, we like shared a telephone line. Yeah, that's how old I am. And I remember like he would be able to like listen in on my calls. I'm like, Scott's on my phone. I know he's on my phone. Just yelling at my parents. Oh man, they were probably so happy. I wasn't like the age of cell phones as a kid, but they were probably so happy when we can do like separate lines for the 2 of us. Go for 2 more. Last one, reverse your circles, back, up, and around. Get right into that glute. How good does that feel? Reach, press, up and around. Reach it. 4 more here. Keep the shoulders down, torso stays still, hips stay stacked. 2. Last one. Lower it down, pound it out a little bit. All right, let's bring that back together. So one of my favorite things to do is, after doing that first shoulder bridge that we did, and then doing your side kick series, let's bring it back and see if we can just get into the glutes a little bit more since they're already on and ready for more work. So again, feet underneath the hips, parallel hip width apart, lift your hips up and just hold. Ooh, a little different, right? Hopefully you're feeling that a little differently now where the glutes can get more engaged. Yes, your hamstrings are still on. Feel those sits bones, those bones that we sit on a lot of the day, reach them towards each other. Collarbones are wide, shoulder blades are still down into your mat. Inner thighs hug your midline, press your hips up a little bit higher. Now from here, tiny little down, up, super small. Every time you're just getting into the glutes, just a little bit more. Good, reach, up, press, up. Go for 8, 6, go for 4, 3, 2, hold it up there, hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1, lower all the way down. Woo, hug your legs in and rock and roll a little side to side. Feels so good to get into all parts of the body today. Keep it low impact, but still feel that burn, yes? All right, from here, let's do a nice figure 4 stretch. Go ahead and bring one ankle across your thigh bone. Think about it here. You want a long tailbone. You want that natural curve in your low back again. If you're starting to really pull, you're bypassing so much of that stretch that you could be getting. So I like to keep the legs down and just really reach the hips away from your ribs. You can then use your hand, just press the leg away a little bit, get maybe a bigger stretch that way. You always want to flex through your foot when you're in this position. Just protects your knee. You're putting a lot of pressure on your knee, so it feels good to keep it nice and safe. And then bring it down. Other side, bring your ankle across. Again, tailbone reach long. And just breathe into that. One side might feel a little bit tighter than the other. That's why we do the work we do to just learn your body that much more. And then carefully hug your legs in towards your chest. Rock and roll yourself up and just meet me in a seated position here. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back a few times. And let's take one last breath together. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, lift up tall through your spine. Exhale, circle your arms out and around. Roll your shoulders back. And you are all done with your low impact workout today. Amazing job. I'm Jeni Delpozo, and I can't wait to sweat with you again soon.